everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adeline. Today we are in my cozy little corner. We're gonna chit chat. It's definitely been too long where I've just sat down and I've talked to you guys. There's so much life advice I would love to give you just from what I've learned in my own life, and I've done this little segment before called A Wise Nat, where I share all the wisdom that I've gained through my life and just give you any life advice. Today isn't more so life advice, but it's where I'm at right now in my life and just reflecting and wanting to talk to you guys and being really transparent about where I'm at. And it's about being 26 and what 26 has been like for me, and just being a late bloomer and how my life looks very different from other people around me or other people in their 20s. And I really want to get into all of that while I have some tea here. Have some peppermint and chamomile in here because it helps with digestion. Been feeling a little bit bloated, and also chamomile to just help calm the body. It's actually really late at night right now, but I'm just in a chatty mood. I was feeling very bored, so I was like, okay, let me just film a video for you guys and talk with you guys. So as I'm currently filming this, I'm 26, and to many people watching this, I have a demographic that's like people in their early to mid 20s, so it's perfect. And you would think like there's like this perfect image and this perfect vision of what 26 is like, but honestly, I don't even know what 26 means. I tell people I'm 26, they're like, oh my gosh, I thought you were younger, which I take as a compliment, but I don't know what 26 is and what 26 means. And according to society, which I will get into, you're supposed to have it like all figured out, and you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have that, and this, like, that's what your life is supposed to look like, you know, examples and imagery, and I have none of those things. I'm gonna tell you what I do have though, but I think when it comes to society, it's just such an overwhelming and difficult thing that sets you up for disappointment, because society, you would think like, oh okay, I want to have this by this age, or I want to accomplish this by this age, or this is what my life should look like or is supposed to look like by a certain age. And then you get to that age and it doesn't look like it, or you don't have those things, or you haven't achieved things, and you get very hard on yourself. But you think like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, according to who? According to society, or according to your peers, according to your family, according to anyone that indoctrinates you with the belief of like, oh, you're supposed to have things at a certain time. And I feel like we're fed that a lot in media, in our upbringing, and probably without even realizing. People tell you things where it's like, oh my gosh, you kind of like feel the pressure on yourself, especially in your 20s, to have it figured out. And so far for me, my 20s haven't been something where it's like I've had huge accomplishments and so many big things. My 20s have been like broken down, like beaten down and brought back up again. Like I have been through many difficult moments personally where it's like I've been broken down, and then I've had to heal and come back anew again, but not with the same mindset, not with the same habits, not with the same people around me. I really have God on my side, and I've strengthened my relationship with God, but 20s have been really just like a trial and error for me. And yes, there have been successes here and there for me, which I would have never thought to myself that I would get from it. Like for example, content creation. Content for me was not something that I aspired to do. It's not something that I looked for. It just kind of happened for me in a time where I was feeling very down and I didn't have much to do. I had taken a break and a leave of absence from college due to my mental health and depression and anxiety. I was going to class and I was feeling just like I couldn't focus and nothing was inspiring me. I'm a person that's super creative, so I was just having the same daily routine and the same commute every single day. And I remember like one day I got home, and I can make a whole other video about this, but one day I got home and I just cried, and I was just tired of the same cycle. So I had taken a leave of absence from college, and then I had the leave and the break and I was in therapy, but I needed a creative outlet. So that's when content creation came into my life. I kept being consistent And that's what gave me fuel, that's what gave me a creative outlet, and that's what gave me purpose in just life and having something to do. And ever since then, I haven't stopped. Ever since then, it's given me a lot of good success, a lot of good opportunities. But even then, I'm still not where I want to be in my life. My life is very different from my peers and other people around me in their 20s, because you would look at other people and they're in serious relationships, or they're dating, or they're going out and they have a really big social life, and they have plans every single weekend, and they have plans every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they have plans after work, and they have a job that's a 9-to-5 corporate job, or if they're an entrepreneur, they have a really successful business, or they travel a lot and they're always traveling to like different places, and they have Euro summers and they have European vacations, and God, or they're just like jumping from job to job. Like they'll quit their job or they get laid off, and then like 2 months later they'll have another great job at another great company. Or they just have like their set group of friends and their best friends, and they're always going out. And I'm just like, my life looks nothing like that. You know, I don't have a set group of friends. I have met extraordinary people throughout the years. I can't say that I haven't. That has been an answer prayer for me, to just meet new people and get out there. And I have met people slowly but surely, and they're great. Some people I've met and I'm like, okay, this is not it for me, and that's really taught me a lot about friendship and what I'm looking for as an adult in friendship, because it's very different what you would like out of a friendship in your 20s versus in your teen years. Like, it's just like a whole other topic that I can get into, that I've learned a lot specifically in this year. But I don't have a core set group of friends, people that I would call my best friend, people that I would like text every single day. I don't have like a very serious relationship. I've actually never been in a serious relationship, and I could get into that again in another video. But I just have a strong set of morals and standards that I live by, that I'm not willing to settle for anyone. And I've also had a lot of bad experiences with people and with guys, and it's kind of like a scenario where people get to know me and then they don't like the person that I am or what I stand for, and they just like run away from me. Not because I'm scary or anything, but it's because, like, for example, I'll give you an example. It's like, I'm not one to do hookup culture or to date around, or I'm just like, I'm a very serious person when it comes to relationships. I'm looking for a serious relationship. I'm a serious relationship girl. I'm not a person that's just like down to date for like 3 months or just see where this goes. Like, I'm a very serious, intentional person. And the wrong person that listens to that will be like, okay, you're not my person, and they'll just like leave, you know, or they'll try to play me or have played me, but in the long run they'll just like disappear into thin air. So honestly, now I can say, like, at 26 and having those past experiences, it has been protection. Like, I've been protected from very bad people, or people who have been like, oh, like, why not, like, this is my chance, like, you know, this mentality of like, oh my gosh, I don't know when I'm gonna have this opportunity again, just like very scarce mindset. But eventually, like, those people were not good for me. Those people are into things that I'm not into, are types of people that I wouldn't really give a time of day, just because of like, they have nothing going on in their lives, you know, things like that. But that's a whole other video that I could get into, because I'm just very serious and particular on that part. And yeah, I think the type of person that you are and your standards really sets expectations for the people around you. And it doesn't shock me the fact that many people leave when they get to know me and my mindset and who I am and what I'm looking for. And that's good, honestly. Like, I don't care if I intimidate people. I would want the right people around me. I would want the right person around me. I don't travel. I don't make money. I've been unemployed now for 7 years. What I've been doing in those 7 years have really been a lot of passion projects and entrepreneurship, content creation. I've landed and I've made some money here and there, but I think with entrepreneurship, it's a lot of inconsistency. and a lot of betting on yourself. So I'm very proud to say that I am one to bet on myself. I've been on my job search for 7 years, and you guys might know this story, but I have applied to many jobs in the span of 5 years now. Yeah, but started off as me applying to internships and then me applying to jobs for companies, 9 to 5 corporate jobs. I never landed not one role. I have landed like internships. I don't know, this is a whole story, but I've never had a serious corporate job, and that has been really difficult on my journey of life because I faced a lot of rejections, and it's just been very tough. And even the job market itself right now is very difficult. So I know I'm not alone in this because a lot of people have experienced not finding jobs. So without having a corporate job and this structure of like a traditional job, which to me in general, I don't believe in like everyone is meant to have a traditional job. For me, it was more so like a sense of security, a sense of like, okay, well, at least I have a job, you know. But I definitely do know that entrepreneurship is a thing that I'm meant for. It's difficult, but I enjoy it so much. I love entrepreneurship. But having that said, I faced a lot of rejections in my life. I don't have a job, I don't have a corporate job, I don't have a fun job where I can clock in and clock out, and I have this like consistent routine of like, okay, I work and then after work I have this, and then, you know, in the morning I'll get up, I'll work out. Like, I don't have that. I create structure for myself, which I'm really proud about, but I don't have a job. So with that, I can't travel much. I don't travel often with friends. Like, I've never been to Europe. I've never been to these extraordinary places, you know, in my dreams and in my goals. But I don't travel. Yeah, and then I think with like social life aspect, I am able to go out here and there for events, and I do make plans here and there, and I have gone out for very special occasions, which makes me happy. But I still feel like I don't have a strong social life because I don't have the income, the finances, the job to hold myself up. I'm very happy that I have a support system around me that helps me financially, but even then it's like, it's not much. So if I don't have much, I can't do much, and that's very limiting. But yeah, all in all, to say like maybe I'm missing some things that like if I were to compare myself to other people around me, which is very difficult and it's very easy to do, especially with social media. Just kind of look around and you see people living life in a very fun and extraordinary way, and you wish that was you. But it's like, I turn my phone off and it's like, okay, this is my life, this is my reality. And this is something that I'm gonna get into, that I recently learned, is like how to accept and be grateful for my reality right now, even if it's not where I want to be, even if it's not something that I'm happy with. I'll get into that. But yeah, I think with the topic of comparison, I have never been one to be jealous or envious of other people. Like growing up as a kid, I've never experienced that. I was always very confident in myself and my life, and what I'm able to get, what I'm able to do, it never really bothered me. I never really felt insecure about myself, thank God. But I think in your 20s it definitely does happen, because you're on this timeline of like what society, you know, tells you should be doing at what age and what time and how you should be doing it. So it could like, I have tunnel vision, right? I have a lot of tunnel vision, but it can be very easy to kind of like look left or look right and see like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing that. What? And then you look at your own life and you're like, oh, I'm not where I want to be. Like, I already know that I'm not where I want to be, but I think looking at other people, quite frankly, emphasizes that. So recently what I've been trying to do is that if it really does get to the point of like, oh my gosh, I don't like this feeling that I'm getting, I will unfollow the person or I will mute them. Or it has come to the point where it's like, on the weekends, like, I'll just delete social media off my phone. Or if I have something important to post, I'll just post it and I'll just try to stay off of social media. That way I'm not consuming more than I'm creating, especially as a creator. I want to create more than I consume, because consuming is like you get a lot of opinions and a lot of things in your head where it can interfere with your creative process, and also it could interfere with comparison in your 20s and things like that. So I've just been trying to implement that. I know there are some days where I just scroll endlessly because there's not much else to do, but I feel like it really does help me just staying off social media, because it also grounds me in my own reality to not be consuming other people's lives. Like, it's fun here and there to see, oh my gosh, this is so cool, this is so cute, this is so nice, but I really just have to get to a point where I have to pause and just stop. But still, at the end of the day, I'm super grateful for the life that I have, and it's good for me. You know, everyone has their own life and their own path. And another thing that I've just been reminding myself is that this is my path, and this is what my path is supposed to look like. So I had this moment recently where I was like, I kind of wrote down a list of things that I don't like about what's going on in my life, and things that I'm actually pretty grateful about. And the list that I had written about what I don't like about my life was actually, quite frankly, longer than what I do like about my life. And that was like really heartbreaking. So what I did is that I cut the paper in half, I scrambled up the other part that I didn't like, and I'm like, I let go of this. Like, honestly, it's getting to the point where I don't care anymore. So I crumbled it up, I threw it out, and I kept the other side of it as like, this is the things that I should be focusing on, this is the things that I should be grateful for. And at that point, I was just like, I don't care anymore to compare, to look over. You know, I think what's hard is that other people would see me and other people would think like, oh my gosh, she's doing nothing with her life, what's going on, why hasn't she experienced this, why hasn't she done this? And that's hard for me, because it's like, I don't want anyone to look at me and pity me when it's like, it's not my fault. The things that I don't have in my life are not my fault. And you know, I try my best. I wake up every single day and I show up for myself. I have this thing, kind of like this promise to myself, where I will show up for myself every single day, and that might look very different. Some days it's like super consistent with my content, other days it's me like doing admin work, being really creative, other days it's me like working on personal work, applying to things, doing research and finding out information, doing the best that I can every single day. And I think that's how you should be taking life. You should be taking life day by day. Like they say live your life day by day, take it day by day. So I am now taking it day by day. And to other people that might look like you're doing nothing, like you're being lazy, when to me it's just like, I'm being calm. I'm grounding myself in the life that I have now in my day-to-day, rather than outrunning it and being super anxious, because I am a person that it's like, I've always lived in the future. I've always wanted to be there, because I don't want to be here. I want to be at the place where I have it all already. So I think about like, oh my gosh, when is it gonna come in? How is it gonna come in? Just like, oh my gosh, after all this waiting, it's just desperation. And it's like, okay, well, I'm doing the work, like, why haven't gotten the results? And this constant just like mind battle and pressure on myself. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, I don't want to live like that anymore, because I'm not where I want to be, but I'm certainly not where I was before. So before me sitting down and talking to you about this, I have been through harder moments in my life. Like, I have been through depression, anxiety, where I had no creative outlet. I didn't have any of this. It was very tough for me. I had tough relationships with people very close to me, and I had a very different mindset about things. Like, I can sit here and talk to you very eloquently about my mindset and my wisdom, but before, it's just like the way that I thought about things, the way that I went about it was very differently. So where I was before is not where I am today, and I'm super grateful for even just that. I'm grateful that I wasn't where I once was before, because that's growth, that's expansion, that's difference. So me at 26 versus me at 22 was very different, and even then, like, I'm grateful for that. Would I have liked to be a lot further in my life? Sure, but I'm not there yet, for a reason. One, for a reason. Two, because God has me in a season right now, And every season for every single person could be very differently. And I have a whole list that I can get into, but every season of life serves a different purpose for a person. So it could be the season of learning, the season of applying, the season of becoming, the season of preparation, the season of refining, the season of healing. Like, if you can't make sense about where you're at in your life right now, then layer it down to a season and find out what season resonates with you best. Last year was definitely the season of becoming, and I feel like this year is the season of preparing. What exactly am I preparing for? I could give you some ideas, but I don't know until I get there and until things happen where it makes sense and I'm like, okay, this made sense, why it happened at the right time and why I was going through that season of preparation. And then I could look back and I could say, okay, that point in my life was preparing me for this person, was preparing me for this space, was preparing me for this room that I was able to walk into. I'm doing the work now, and maybe I don't even realize it, that I'm working in my day-to-day. I'm preparing for something, you know, I'm in a season where I'm doing something. And I never want anyone to look at me and think like I'm not doing anything, because physically I might be very calm and I might be very I'm taking it easy, because I'm also learning how to be calm for my own sake and my own nervous system. Because I think like when you have anxiety and when you're just like worry a lot, your nervous system gets used to that. So I'm teaching my nervous system how to just like settle into the now, rather than just like being in the future like how it was all the time. But yeah, I think that every season of life teaches you something. So I definitely do think I'm in the season of preparation. There are things that I pray for where it's like I would love to be in that right now. Like, I would love to have a family and like have kids and just like live and move out and just like be in the next chapter. Like, I want to be in the next chapter of my life so freaking bad, because I feel like I've been here for so long and nothing has progressed, nothing has changed. Like, I don't know why, and the only person that has that answer is God. So it's like, especially now at 26, it's like I have this deep feeling and this deep craving for something so different, and that could be just me, myself, or just like at 26, like many women feel the need to just like get married, and this just desire, I say desire more than need, but desire to meet their life partner and desire to start a family. And I definitely feel like I'm at that point in my life right now. Like, I'm so tired of being by myself, of doing things by myself. Like, when I talk about relationships and community with like friendships and things like that, I've met lovely people. I don't think that I have my core set of best friends or my core community, like my chosen family yet. I think I've met people throughout life, but I don't think I have the chosen family that God has sent me, truly. I don't think I'm there yet, but slowly but surely. At 26, you're just like, your desires become more prevalent, and I'm definitely there. And again, that's not something that like a lot of people my age wouldn't probably think about. Like, I don't want to get married right now, I don't want to have kids right now, and I don't think that like that will happen for me tomorrow. But that's definitely something that I want out of my own life, and I want it to happen so bad, because my life is so freaking boring right now and I have nothing going on. I feel like it's just me and my work and my career and everything that I put effort into, and there's nothing exciting going on. There's nothing making me like happy or bringing me joy. And it's not to be codependent or like outsource your happiness, but I think that my whole entire life I've done things solo. And like, I have had friends, I've had, you know, I've gone places, I've done things. But this is something that I could get into in another video as well. It's like, I'm tired of doing it on my own already. And I think at maybe this age in your life, you're kind of like, okay, I'm over it. But you wouldn't know this if you've never been through it. So I'm speaking directly to you if you have also gone through life where it's like, oh my gosh, it's just me, myself, and I. Like, I am so alone, I just do things by myself. I am a person that has done everything technically by myself. And before, it was a point where it's like, I'm very uncomfortable with this, I don't like the feeling. But then I taught myself, like, you have to be comfortable in your own company. Like, I don't like waiting around for people, waiting around for other people's responses. And if they say yes, if they say no. Or let's say if I want to go to a concert and they say, well, I'm not really into that artist, and then it sucks, and then I don't end up going. Like, if I like an artist so much and I want to see them in concert, I'm gonna get the ticket and I'm gonna go by myself. And I've gone to concerts by myself before. It was the best experience, and I would highly advise you to go. But it's like the minor things, like going out here and trying out this place, and you know, commuting here. It's fun until it gets to a certain point. And I'm at that certain point where it's like, it's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore to do things by yourself. It's not fun anymore to experience life and have these solo dates and these solo days, and it's not fun. Of course, you know, like, life is meant to be lived, like, life is just yours and you are your own person. But I don't think we're wired to go through life by ourselves, and it's quite frankly for me been very annoying and exhausting, and I don't want to do things by myself anymore. And this was something that, as I turned 26, was like, in the blink of an eye, I've had this feeling of like, I don't want to do this anymore. Because just last year, I was totally fine with it. I was comfortable with it. Like, it was not a concern. And then I turned 26 in February. I've been 26 now for about 5 months. Something just switched to me and I was like, this isn't enjoyable anymore. So let me know if you've also experienced that, but that's where I'm at in my period of life right now, where it's like, this is not enjoyable. I don't like this. I don't want to live like this. Like, okay, I think I already did the era of like doing things solo, and I've learned what that process is like. Now I would like to live life and experience it with someone, and I don't think that's like embarrassing to say, because we're all human and we all crave connection. And again, there are people who are like, oh, well, I don't want to get married, I don't want that for my life. And it's like, okay, that's you. But for me, I would like that, and I think I'm at the age in life and the place in life just in general. It's not so much age, but it's like more so mindset that I don't want to do it alone anymore. Like, I'm so bored, I'm so tired, I get so angry at life, I get so frustrated, and it's not because I'm an angry person. I'm angry because my life has not entered the next chapter yet. And I feel stagnant some days. I feel like nothing's going on. Even though I know that's a lie, I know that God has shown me so much goodness, so much growth, and so many opportunities. Things here and there, like, He's shown up, and I'm so grateful for that. But I definitely do have my difficult days where I'm just like, what's going on? What's happening? When is it going to happen? And then that's when like prayer comes in, and that's when like my relationship with God, and it's like the only thing that I have is to tie back to that, and to tie back to praying and just like surrendering everything to Him, and choosing for me to just like let go of the hold and the pressure and the thoughts, and like lean on Him and just regulate my nervous system, take it day by day. Okay, today's Monday. Okay, I'm focusing on Monday. Tuesday, thank you God for the day. Tuesday. Wednesday, thank you God for the day. Wednesday. I can't live in the place anymore where it's like I'm living in 2 months from now, or I'm living in next year, trying to figure it out and trying to know where I'm gonna be at then. Like, I've done that for too long. I can't, for the sake of my own health. So I'm just choosing to lean on prayer, and I'm choosing to trust God and see what He wants out of my life. So I think another thing that I'm learning in this year is the fact that I have my own desire, but He has His own desires for me. And I always say, like, and when I pray, is like, I want what you want for me. And sometimes what He wants for me is not what I want for myself, or is not something that I had planned for myself. Or it could be like, I want this, but He's like, no. And it's like, Okay, I haven't experienced that yet, but I'm learning that that's just the way that he works. And yeah, that's where I'm at in life. Before I sat down and I made this video, I was actually very angry. I was very bored. And I was just like, I just want to chat and I just want to talk about it, because I know that this is my life right now and I'm not happy about it. There are things that I'm grateful for, I'm content about. You know, I think that when you're like, you have a difficult time in your life, it's not all bad. You know, I could focus on all the bad, but I've learned, last year I learned this, that there are good things still going on simultaneously. And like, I should give that all my focus, I should give that all my attention. I should list down all the things that bring me joy, all the things that make me happy, all the things where I was like, wow, I was not expecting this, but it happened. And it was so much better than I expected. So that's where I'm at in my life right now. But I just wanted to talk about this. In me sitting here and talking, I came up with like 5 different topics that I can talk about and get into, which I will. Because I do have a notebook where I've like written down, okay, these are like podcast notes and video notes for YouTube that I really want to get into. But even now, in my like chit-chatty moods, I'm definitely gonna sit down and talk to you guys about like friendships, relationships, my job search and job projections, my relationship with God, because there's a lot to get into. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I barely drank my tea just like from me talking a lot about this, but let me know if you guys are also in the same place in your life, if you're younger than me or if you're older than me and you're also going through these difficult periods of like friendships or jobs or travel, comparison, loneliness, battles with your mental health, your relationship with God. If you have one, let me know in the comments, because I'm always happy to talk with you guys. So hope you have a good night.